Gridiron Grinder, hut hut hike.
All right, it is Friday night, Gridiron Grinder time. I'm Ryan. With me, as always, is my buddy James. Just a couple of dudes hanging out, talking about what's going on in the NFL each week. For this episode, we are going to be taking a look at an NFL.com article from Eric Edholm. We just kind of looked at one of his a couple weeks ago and just going back at it. We're guys putting out some content. We're just kind of commenting on it, giving our 2 cents on it. And so this article, it's an NFL training camp update, and he's talking about veteran players who could lose their starting jobs. And so he's got a list of guys such as Anthony Richardson, Travis Etienne, on and on and on and on. We're going to kind of go through the list here, talk about whether we agree, disagree, and then add maybe some potential guys that we see as being on the chopping block as well. And so with all that being said, how's it going tonight there, James?
It's going good. How's it going with you?
Pretty good, man. Pretty good. Crazy hot, sweating my butt off. But, this time of year, that's just how it goes. So, yeah. All right. Well, the first guy on the list here is Anthony Richardson, man. And I know you and I have been talking about him for a while. So I guess where do you want to dive in on Richardson here?
Well, the thing with Richardson is he's so fucking immature.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest issue. I mean, we keep hitting on it. He pulled himself out of a game for a play because he was tired. Poor baby.
Supposed to be this freak athlete, mobile quarterback, like a mix of Lamar Jackson and Cam Newton, and he gets gassed and pulls himself out of a game. Unheard of for a quarterback like that. I mean, it just was, an embarrassing moment for the Colts, really. And the dude should have been embarrassed himself, but obviously he's got no shame to do something like that.
Yeah, and like it's not as much like I don't have the biggest issue of him doing it. I do have an issue of him doing it. Don't get that confused. But it's not as big of a deal that he did it if he would have fucking bullshitted in the press conference instead of literally saying, "Dude, I was tired." It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah. You're supposed to be like one of the best conditioned quarterbacks in the league. Mm-hmm. You never hear about any other quarterback just pull themselves because they got winded.
Yeah.
And I know his competition here, we're not talking about like some early round quarterback. We're talking, Daniel Jones was an early round quarterback, but not an early round quarterback from like this draft where you would be like looking at it as, oh, they're giving up and they're moving on. They're bringing in a vet that was a first round pick, and basically the Giants gave up on him. They're thinking that this is either going to light a fire under Anthony Richardson, or it's going to give them the best version of Daniel Jones because he's obviously motivated. In between the two of them, one of them is going to end up being their guy, and the cream's going to rise to the crop. I think it's a risky bet. And then of course, already with Richardson having some kind of like injury issue in the offseason here, it seems to me like he is going to lose this job. It's just a matter of when. Is he going to lose it right out of the gate for week one? I don't know, man. I keep hearing rumors that the Colts still want to make it work with him. And, he is the legit incumbent. It's not that they brought in Daniel Jones and, the expectation is that Jones is going to take it. It sounds like they're saying Richardson has it unless he loses it, which also means, well, then is it a real quarterback competition or not? And I don't know. I just, like you said, he's very immature.
Yeah. So the thing with Richardson is I think with the Richardson issue is going to cause Indy to fire Steichen this year.
Oh, that'd be horrible because I think Steichen's got potential.
Right. And here's the reason. Drafting Richardson, him starting last year, him being the starter there was a Jim Irsay thing.
Okay.
It wasn't that he was the best player. He was the best at that time for them.
They
Jim
were
Irsay
forcing it.
forced it. Rest in peace, Mr. Irsay. But his daughter is saying the same shit that Jim was saying about
Okay.
Richardson and how he still has time to prove he's our starter and this, like, she's like all in on him like her dad was. So I think that it's going to cause a rift between ownership and the football staff.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and you know what? I want to look this up real quick, but man, it's this stat here that Ed Holm has got on his completion percentage last year, 47.7%, man. It's just so low when you have quarterbacks regularly throwing 65 to 70% now. And, you know, you would just think that he would have had some improvement last year from his rookie year, and he didn't. And I think that to me is the other part of it. It's not the immaturity, it's not, the conditioning, but it's also just that he hasn't shown any improvement yet. And so, with Daniel Jones, yeah, I mean, maybe his ceiling's not as high, but I think he's safer. He's going to be smarter with the football. He's definitely going to be motivated. I don't know. I mean, Daniel Jones completed 64.1% of his passes career to date. I mean, that's not bad, man. That's like what you want. That's like right on par.
Richardson, 50.
Yeah, 50 on this career and 47.7 last year. So last year drug it down even.
Mm-hmm. He played in 11 games last year, and he barely had 180 yards passing per game. And that doesn't work. That doesn't cut it.
Yeah. Yeah, and I guess the thing is, it's like, okay, so what are you getting with Richardson? Because he's obviously not going to be the next Lamar or the next Cam Newton. You're
getting
and then
the running ability.
Okay, but so let's compare his running ability to like Justin Fields. Okay. I want to look his up because Justin Fields' completion percentage on his career is 61.1%, man. I mean, that's still just like crushing where Anthony Richardson's at. And I would say that Fields, they're different style runner, right? But I would say equal or better in terms of running ability. And Fields is a borderline, I mean, he was a backup, but he was a starter for a while in Chicago. Now he's getting a chance again with the Jets. I mean, it just, I don't even know that Richardson's that good, man. At least not yet. He's not proven it, right? So
yeah. No, so, he's not that good. You asked what they were getting. I said the running ability, but that's all they're getting. Speaking of Fields, like you mentioned Fields, he kind of got lucky this week. He dislocated one of his, not his big toe, but another toe on his foot. And like the concern was that it was like when he went down in practice, like the second practice of training camp, he went down. Their concern was that he was going to miss significant time because of it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, kind of lucked out there, but.
Yep. Yeah, and going back to Richardson, I know he's had, the completion percentage is low, but he has had some sweet fucking deep passes, right? And so he's shown some of that ability outside of the running game. He's just not close to being NFL starter level. Mm-hmm. I mean, he you can't be that bad passing in a completion percentage and hang on to the job, man. It just doesn't work.
No, 100% there. Like you have to be able to complete the forward pass in today's NFL as they call it.
Yeah, and plus with Daniel Jones, just a couple of years ago, he had 700 rushing yards the one season. So it's not like he's not mobile, man. And that was behind a garbage offensive line with the Giants.
Mhm.
I don't know if he calls it out in this article or if I saw it somewhere else, but the one thing that a lot of people keep saying about Daniel Jones is, hey, watch out. He's never had an offensive line that's good.
Mhm. But he's also not that good of a quarterback, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Could he be this year's Sam Darnold? Probably not. But and I guess I do wonder about the weapons, right? They got Pittman Jr. Who else do they really have, man?
They have
I'm talking like receiving, right? I mean, Jonathan Taylor, he
Pittman.
can catch the ball out of the backfield, but like who's their
That's
other
about it.
wide receiver or tight end? I mean, it's just not.
Mo Alley Cox.
Yeah, I mean, he's shown
I
a
think.
little bit something here and there, but it's not lighting the world on fire, man.
Yeah, my webpage froze. Otherwise, I tell you there are other receivers, but I can't think of anybody.
That's all right.
Oh, they have. Oh no, Alec Pierce. Alec Pierce.
Yeah, he was their deep threat last year. Yeah, he was their deep threat last year. I can't tell if I
Yeah,
lost you there.
that's who I was trying to think of.
Yeah, and they've got Josh
No,
Downs.
you got me. Like for a second. Oh, I'm sorry. Their tight end's Tyler Warren.
Yeah, I'm not sure that tight end's not lighting any world on fire here for them. So they got a little bit at wide receiver, but the big thing is it's a better
Yeah, I
offensive
mean
line.
he's a rookie. You don't know what to have.
Yeah, and you've got a good running game. So
Oh no. They got one of the best. Their tight end was one of the best tight ends in this draft.
see, this is where I wish lineups would update their shit, man.
Tyler Warren, 14th overall pick.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah. But he's a rookie, so I don't want to crown the guy yet.
He's a rookie. No, exactly.
But that does help.
Exactly. It just
That does
like
help.
once it loaded, I was like, oh yeah.
See, I'm glad that you're checking that because I was looking at lineups and like right before the show, I was bitching about how they don't have the rookies in there. All right,
Yeah, I
so
don't understand that.
would you like to move on to Travis Etienne with the Jacksonville Jaguars?
We can. My first question was ETN still a starter there?
Yeah, I mean, it seemed pretty clear to me that he lost the job last year to Tank Bigsby.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly. So like it doesn't
he,
make sense that he's
yeah, I think this is low hanging fruit for Ed Holm.
mm-hmm.
It's that, and I guess I would say this low hanging fruit, but it's also that Liam Cohen, their new head coach, has made comments that ETN is the starter. And so
Yeah.
I think it's going off of that. But, you saw his yards per carry drop to like 3.7 or whatever the heck it was last year. It was pretty bad. You
Mm-hmm.
had Bigsby, he had like a full yard per carry more. And then they went out and they drafted Bayshul Tootin in the fourth round, who was like a freak at the combine. And so,
Mm-hmm.
I know the dude's had some fumbling issues in college, but yeah, I don't know. To me, it's going to be a committee at best for ETN. You
Yeah.
know, and even then,
And
I don't know that he finishes the year with the most touches.
and I don't think Cohen has said or acted like he's a starter. Basically, with what Cohen was reacting to, dismiss those.
Oh, you broke up a little bit on me. What's that?
Oh no, Cohen was addressing. He wasn't addressing whether ETN was the starter. He was addressing trade rumors about ETN.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, that's what it was. So I don't know. I like Bigsby, but I do believe Bigsby is. I think he's better.
So
He's better as like the hammer as a complement to a speed back. I'm not sure that he's like a full blown workhorse unless you're
mhm.
running like a power running game kind of team. Um, but either way, man, ETN he's had like one good year really. Let's just say it. He's had one good year so
Yeah,
far.
and he was drafted to be a wide receiver, anyways.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That was weird with Urban Meyer, wasn't it? Oh my gosh, yeah. Uh, uh, that was messed up. Yeah. So I mean, hey, and I don't know. I mean, honestly, if Cohen liked what he saw from Bigsby or either of the rookies, you would think maybe they would try to trade ETN, but I guess like you're saying, he's saying that that's not the plan. So, but I think he's done.
I don't know. I think it might be trying to drive up the value. He might be trying to drive up the value on him by dismissing it.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, a little bit of smoke, get people like, oh, well, we really want him though. He was a first round pick. Oh, yeah. Hey,
So
or wherever he was drafted. I don't know. Was he a first round pick? I don't even remember.
I think he was.
25th overall. Yeah.
I'd say he was a high first round pick too. Top 15?
25th.
25th. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So I was a little off. All right. So we have 47 seconds. So
We'll
we
wrap it up
probably.
and we'll take our 10-minute timeout, man. I'll talk to you at 9:52 or whatever.
All right. Sounds good.
Bada boom. All right, so it looks like we are on to Tyler Higbee, tight end for the Los Angeles Rams. Uh, Ed Holm is basically saying that
Get the article back
he
up.
could potentially lose his spot to Terrence Ferguson, who was picked in the second round this year out of Oregon. What do you think about this one, man?
My fucking computer's being a piece of shit.
Oh, well, then
So
I'll
we're
chime
talking
in.
about
Tyler Higbee.
Tyler Higbee. I think Higbee is primed to lose a spot. He's kind of been, since he got hurt in 23 last year, wasn't that really that good for him. He's kind of faded off.
Yeah, the thing is, man, honestly, to me, it's like 2019 wasn't bad. 2022 wasn't bad. And then I know he's had some injuries in there, but the dude has barely scored touchdowns. He, in an age where we're starting to see the tight end position start to flourish, it seems like this is an overdue kind of move. That
Yeah.
they maybe refrain from throwing some darts for a couple of years because he did have some big plays, even though like statistically the stats never consistently put him in that top like tier or two. And so I think it's time. And whether Ferguson's the guy or not, I don't know. But Ferguson did lead like Oregon. I mean, what was it? Hang on, let me pull it back up. Where the heck was he? I was just looking at him. Come on.
He had a phenomenal year last year.
All-time leader among tight ends and receptions at Oregon and receiving touchdowns. And then he also ran the fastest 40-yard dash for tight ends, tied for the quickest 10-yard split. I mean, this is what you want, right? You want to get a receiving tight end in today's game, and he fits the bill, man. 6'5", 247, physically capable. Receiving wise, he's got the stats in college. I think this is a solid one to have happen. It's just a matter of how quick will the transition take place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
All right, so then next up, we're going to the
The next
offensive
one's
line.
not even a starter.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I said the next one's not even. I wouldn't even consider him a starter. He's vying for the starting position. So,
Yeah,
I mean, this is a little bit of a stretch
yeah.
with
Hey,
Jalen Moore with the Chiefs.
yeah. Ed Holm was having a hard time finding some prospects here, but yeah, go ahead and run us through this one.
So basically, he signed in the offseason with the Chiefs, obviously based on his salary to be slated to be the starter, but he's got to win the position, and he's got to. He
He's
comes
going to be
in,
fighting it out with a first round rookie.
yeah, and they're not going to start a first rounder at left tackle. I'm sorry.
Why wouldn't they start a first rounder at left tackle?
They're not going to start a rookie at left tackle. If anything, they'd start the rookie at right tackle to let him get used to the NFL because left tackle.
Yeah, but they got Jawan Taylor over there, and I know you and I are mixed on him, but they're paying him big enough money that they're not gonna bump him down, and I don't know that Jawan Taylor's like position flexible to move into guard or anything.
Well, what's going to happen is they're going to get so sick and tired of the league calling him for lining up in the backfield for false starting
Yeah.
every fucking play.
I mean, didn't they give up on that after like week 2 though? Like all those calls just disappeared.
But they never called the Chiefs for it, like ever.
No, but I'm saying that they were calling teams in like week 1 and 2, and then they just stopped. And if they were ever going to call anybody, yeah, it should have been Jawan Taylor every play of the whole year.
Every play of the whole year, every play the season before, every play his entire fucking career. That's the only reason why he's even a decent right tackle is because he false starts. If he
gets a head start,
if he didn't have the head start, he would be average at best.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, Josh Simmons.
Plus, wasn't Josh Simmons? Didn't he miss a year, like last year, before because of injury?
I'm looking at it right now. So he started 13 games at right tackle at San Diego in 22, 19 games at left tackle at Ohio State the past 2 seasons. He missed most of 2024 with a patellar tendon tear. Didn't work out at the combine. Yeah, man, I'm hard now that we're going through this. I'm hard pressed to think that Simmons is going to start. It seems like they're going to bring him up to speed in a proper manner. It's an Andy Reid team. They're not going to rush him into it, which means that Jalen Moore is probably pretty safe as a starter, which is weird because Ed Holm has him on here. And, I know that, we were talking about, hey, I mean, I don't know. I think who else they got? It's going to be him, dude. It's going to be him.
Yeah, it's going to be him. Yeah, like you said, he had a serious knee injury in October. Is Simmons really going to be ready?
No, not early enough in the year. It'd be risky.
Yeah. All right. Then the next one is with the Commies, which apparently their stadium deal is contingent, or the support, because with Washington to get a stadium deal in Washington D.C., they have to have Congress support it, and the support is contingent on them changing their name back to the Redskins, apparently, which is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, and I heard whatever group was fighting them over the years has flipped their position and is now pro get the name back. And so it's like,
Mhm.
what is going on here, man? And then some of it, honestly, James, some of it, I don't even know what to believe anymore with all the fucking fake news and shit that's on the internet. So it's so messed up, man. Oh,
Mhm.
but yeah, please go ahead.
So Andrew Wiley, offensive tackle for Washington.
Yeah, I mean, I get it, dude. They brought in Laramie Tunsil. He's going to start at left tackle. There's no
Mhm.
doubt about it. And so, yeah, I mean, they're saying here, Ed Holmes calling it out. Brandon Coleman, last year's left tackle, maybe gets moved over to the right side. Okay, seems logical. And then they also drafted a first rounder, Josh Connerly Jr.
Yeah, but for Connolly Jr. to start, he has to be the clear cut winner. He like he calls out in the article. Dan Quinn even made Daniels earn the starting job last year.
Yeah, and I'm just looking at his profile. Seals the edge, works up to the second level, cuts off backside defender and zones run, strong enough to move defenders, effective combination blocker. I mean, it seems like man, his comp is Broderick Jones. Oh man, I like that. Um, his arms are on the shorter side. Anytime I see that in the profile, it makes me wonder if they're planning on moving those guys to guard because that's like kind of been the MO in the NFL with these kind of guys. But I don't know that that's what they're doing with him. I haven't heard anything at all about that.
And that could be a fit. Make him moving him to guard, and then putting
Yeah,
because
put Coleman
their
over at
guard
right
spot
tackle.
is open. Yeah.
Yeah. But so then either way, we're talking about could Wiley beat out Brandon Coleman? Um, man, I'm just pulling this up real quick while we're talking. I mean, freaking, this is the problem. Here we go. Brandon Coleman, 67 on lineups because he was a rookie and they haven't updated anything. So
Mm-hmm.
they got Wiley at a 79, but they're calling it out as just being kind of underwhelming. And so I don't know, man. It seems like that if you had a guy playing left tackle, if he can make the transition, he's probably going to be decent at right tackle.
Yeah. If you make the position, he'll be pretty good at right.
Hi.
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 What's
You
wrong?
want me to take a pause?
You want to help? Yeah.
All right, so I think we both agree Wiley is probably going to be out as a starter, which takes us on to Braxton Jones, the offensive tackle for the Chicago Bears. Man, what do you see? What do you think about this one?
So with Braxton Jones, it's really random things have been opening for me today. So I'll tell you a funny story later. Braxton Jones, like really, it's a fight at who's going to be the offensive tackle. It's going to be Braxton Jones. Is it going to be Trapillo or Kieran Amadababa at left tackle? And Ben Johnson has said that it's an open competition. Bears offensive line needed help last year. I think I wouldn't be surprised if there's a big shakeup there on the left side of the offensive line and putting either the rookie or in. And I'm saying that not to be offensive, not making fun of him. I just don't know how to say his last name.
Yeah, a lot of names are hard to say.
Omega G.
Oh my gosh, I remember somebody saying it during the draft, and yeah, I don't even want to. I'll butcher it bad too, but yeah, I mean, I guess the thing is, Jones, it's an injury issue, right? He's missed time the past 2 years. I think that, they made the trade for Tooney. They who else did they bring in? They brought in somebody else on the interior. Chicago.
Yeah. Anyways, go on.
Chicago it's Ben Johnson is following the Lions blueprint. Try to get a top 5 offensive line, and you can do so much with your playbook on offense. And so, I don't know if that means Braxton Jones loses the job, but I think that they have a ton of depth now that no matter what way this shakes out, it's going to be a win for Chicago.
Yeah, so their offensive line currently, from left tackle down on their depth chart, it's Braxton Jones, Joe Tooney, Drew Dahlman, Jonah Jackson, Darnell Wright.
That's right, Dahlman and Jonah Jackson. So they locked up the interior 3. Who did you say they have at right tackle?
Darnell Wright currently.
Yeah, and Darnell Wright's not like a total chump either, man. He's got potential.
Well, yeah, but that's who we're talking about. That's who we're talking about is Darnell Wright.
We're talking about Braxton Jones.
We're talking about Braxton Jones. My bad. I got them confused because I got it confused because they have Ozzie Trapillo as their backup right tackle. So
yeah, and that's where he played the last couple of years in college, but he did play left tackle in 2022. So I don't know, dude. I don't to me it almost doesn't even matter who wins this job. It seems like it's gonna be a win for Chicago. They've got enough pieces that somebody's gonna be good.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So, yeah, I don't know. We're kind of weird on that one. Next up, we got DJ Wanham, outside linebacker for the Carolina Panthers.
I think this one is almost a given. Like, this is kind of lazy when you look at what Carolina's done, what they did at draft, what they did in free agency for outside linebacker. I mean, they brought in Patrick Jones. They drafted Scourton and Prince Umanamana.
Yeah.
So they're looking to shake it up. Last year, their defense, their pass rush sucked. He got hurt last year. He missed 9 games last year, and I just think this one's a given. Like I don't look at it and be like, oh well, maybe like I just feel like Carolina's brought in so much that it's clear that they're replacing a lot.
Yeah,
of their pass rush.
I think they're I think the bigger story is that they're they're living with the poor choice of trading away Brian Burns. And, now, I don't know. I think they thought that they could just replace him like it was no big deal. And they figured out that it is a pretty freaking big deal. And so, yeah, I mean, there's going to be some churn until they get it right is basically what's happening. And so I'm not, honestly, I don't have that good of a feel on any of these guys that Ed Holmes naming in this article to really say one way or another, who could be the top dog here.
Yeah, no, I know. I just feel like with what Carolina has been doing is like you said, they traded and God damn it, his name
Brian
is
Burns.
Yeah. I was like,
who had a great year with the Giants, yeah.
And then they're bringing in Patrick Jones. They brought in drafted Scourton and Umanamana. Unamanian? Whatever.
Yeah, look at this. They get rid of Brian Burns, and he has a career year, 71 combined tackles. and then 8.5
Mhm.
sacks. So he's had a couple years with more sacks, but 8.5 is not bad, especially with that many tackles. I mean, it just, man, they messed up. They messed up by getting rid of him.
Yeah, but also it is Carolina, so
Yeah, they've been messing up left and right. It's yeah, it's the new regime, my man. The new regime, the David Tepper regime.
David
Uh,
Tepper doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. Regime.
yeah. So this next one, man, this one is, just always brings back Detroit Lions memories, unfortunately. But it's Jelani Tavai with the New England Patriots, and basically they're saying that is it in this article or is it somewhere else that I was saying that he was third on the depth chart behind a couple other guys that they brought in now. Well, I guess maybe one of them was a holdover, and then they brought in Robert Spillane, and it just sounds like Mike Vrabel doesn't want to put up with his shortcomings. Tavai is a very
Mhm.
old school kind of two down linebacker, plays in the middle, not very fast, not going to do much in coverage, and I don't think Vrabel wants that. I think he's going to keep him and find a spot for him, but it sounds like he is already on the outs.
Okay, with Tavai, if I'm even like he mentions in this article, and this is the only memory I have. I until you said it, I completely forgot he was on the Lions at all.
Yeah, second round
I'm
pick, man.
surprised he wasn't cut with New England after the shit he said about the fan base.
Yeah, yeah, no, that's true. Yeah, and the thing is, it's this was a typical Belichick move, right? The Lions draft him high. He doesn't do shit for us. Belichick grabs him, and the dude ends up kind of being not like a huge tackle machine, but a very serviceable tackler for New England for a
And then he
handful of
didn't
years.
backtrack.
What's that? Oh,
I
you're
didn't say,
breaking up on me.
yeah, my fucking internet sucks with Zoom.
That's fine. So what were you saying?
with the stuff he said about the fan base and how like he was talking shit about them about booing Mayo or whatever, and then he didn't when it came down to it, he didn't backtrack from it. He actually kind of doubled down on it.
Yeah, he's a fucking dick, dude, and not a very smart one, right? I mean, that's just asking to get the axe.
Yeah.
Ah, yeah, so I think he's on his way out. This one, there's no arguing. I think Tavai he's dug his hole, and Vrabel doesn't like his limited skill set anyhow. So
Yeah.
that takes us to Kenneth Moore, linebacker for the Dallas Cowboys. Who
Again,
I
I have
Yeah,
issues with this one because he's not really an incumbent starter. He's new to the team, so he has to
hmm
earn the position. There was a trade. There was a kind of like a flip of late picks in the draft and Murray to get kind of
I think I said Kenneth
substance.
Moore. Yeah, Kenneth Murray. Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
um,
for me, all right, so I'll go back to 2020. The dude, as a rookie, had 100 tackles, and then things kind of fell apart for a couple of years. I think there were some injuries and some stuff. Has a bounce back year in 23, gets another 100 tackles, and then 24 goes to the Titans just shy of 100 tackles. And so it's to me he is a serviceable starter, but if you can find someone better, it would behoove you to do so. And so it's a matter of, do they think that they can find someone better?
well,
And I guess
here's
I'm just trying to look at these names where they're calling out these couple guys that I don't know, man.
I don't even think that like he is. I don't think he is a starter. I don't think he's slated to be a starter at linebacker for Dallas. I mean, unless somebody gets hurt. Just looking at who they have, there, like Overshawn is their starter, and and is one of their starters at line 3, or and then you have what's his face that they're going to give a huge contract to.
Yeah, but Parsons plays at defensive end mostly now.
Thank you, Parsons. So
of course, I don't know. Maybe with Eberflus, maybe they'll move Parsons back to like more of an outside linebacker role.
Yeah, and they have Overshawn who's been hurt. So that's the thing. Like it depends on where they're gonna play them. Right now, according to ESPN, their depth chart is Kenneth Murray. At weak, Sandburn at middle, and Overshawn so maybe I just have problems saying, well, he's a starter with Dallas. It's not like he was on the team last year and started any games with them.
Yeah, no, I hear you. It's a gray area kind of thing. I think he'll hang on at least for a while because they're still dealing with injuries and some unknown guys. But
the next one is the same type of situation with Brandon Stevens. Like he's new to the team.
yeah. We're calling these all out on a technicality, right? Yeah. So they brought him in to replace DJ Reed, who came to Detroit. And they also did draft a second-round pick in Azariah Thomas. You've got Aaron Glenn, who has dealt with a nightmare of defensive backs for a few years in Detroit. Although he did have some bright spots in Brian Branch and Kirby Joseph. He's getting Sauce Gardner. Hypothetically, you got Brandon Stevens on the other side. I got to believe he beats out the rookie at least initially.
But that's the thing. Like, if you're looking at reports, OTA reports, Stevens is already. Thomas is already looking better than Stevens.
Well, then, all right, yeah, then he's probably not going to pull it off, even though he's getting $12 million a year, which is a lot.
Yeah, I don't understand him being listed as a starter here.
All right, let's keep going. Next up, we got Riley Moss. Oh, this is a bonus one. Riley Moss and or Jaquan McMillan. Yeah, so they drafted Jahdae Barron at number 20, which I guess I can see why they're saying McMillan's, he's got an issue, right? And so, yeah. Well, I mean, it's the same, Moss or McMillan. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So the thing with
defense was so good.
I think Jahdae Barron is going to long term is going to be a safety. I just think he's going to be a safety, not.
Yeah, I want to look up his profile since you're saying that. 5'11", 194. He ran a sub 4.40, which is blazing speed for a cornerback. I don't know, man. I mean, usually you don't see guys move to safety earlier in their career like that unless they're lacking in the 40 time. They are saying his arms are on the shorter side.
Well, here's it as it is. ESPN.
Oh, I think I lost you. You there?
ESPN is currently listing. I'm here.
All right, I can hear you now.
All right. ESPN's already listed Jahdae Barron as their starter.
At safety?
At nickel.
Oh, all right.
Go ahead of McMillan. And they're not going to put him to safety. Looking at this, no. Actually, now that I think of it, they got the Hafunga and Brandon Jones at safety.
Oh,
So
that's
he's
right. They did bring in Hufunga. Yeah. Yeah, but I could
so.
see Nickel being a great spot for him with how
Mm-hmm,
well they're saying he tackles. Oh, man.
uh-huh.
That seems like a real good place to start him as a rookie.
Yeah, it's this year's version of oh, what the fuck was his name with Philly? Cooper DeJean.
Oh, yeah. DeJean, man. Yeah. And last on the list is kind of a sad one, but it's DeMar Hamlin. The talk about him losing a job is like a bummer because of all the health stuff and the recovery that he made and everything like that. But, you know, it's the business side of it, right? Is that if they got somebody better, it, I don't know. I'm kind of surprised that he started 14 games last year as I'm reading this. I don't remember it being that many, but that's impressive, man. The dude has bounced back.
Yeah, so he I think with DeMar Hamlin, I don't think like not knock. I'm not saying anything health stuff or anything. I don't think he was a true starting free safety,
No, I think he was a
and that's
rotational
where
guy. Yeah.
he was a rotational guy, and so I could easily see him not having the starting job this year, especially with the fact and the one person I could see moving the safety to rejuvenate his career is Tre'Davious White.
I haven't thought about that, but he's had a number of injuries now, and that could be a way of extending
Mm-hmm.
some time in the league, right?
Yeah, and if he can make that transition, I I think if he can make, I think he has potential of being a great safety in the league,
Yeah.
and which would keep him healthy, and he could be kind of like a cover safety at times.
Oh yeah, for sure. That would make sense. Yeah. Yeah, have him as
When
like
you
a
hear
free
me,
safety. Yeah. Yeah. Probably better
yeah,
free safety than strong safety, but yeah. Yeah, and sorry if I'm cutting you off, man. It's getting pretty choppy, so I'm trying to hear you out. But um, all right. So aside from these guys, I had a few that I just kind of picked on the list, and they're all on the offensive side of the ball. But the Chicago Bears, I think you got two to watch out for, which are DeAndre Swift at running back and Cole Kmet at tight end. Swift, I think on paper is the best option they have right now until you see what they've got in rookie Kyle Monagai. But you got to put him on the hot seat knowing his history with Ben Johnson in Detroit. It didn't work with Ben Johnson and him the one year they had together. And so now he's inheriting him in Chicago. And maybe at some point he's thinking about how do I do this with the guy? Cole Kmet, he's been, I would say, a good but not great starter for Chicago. They went out, they drafted Colston Loveland very high in the first round. Seems to me that Kmet's going to lose that spot. And this is Ben Johnson's handpicked receiving tight end. This guy's going to get some action.
yeah. We talked about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we talked about that when they drafted him. That it was prime for him to lose that job.
And then outside of that, I had just a couple more. One of them is the New England Patriots with running back Ramondre Stevenson. I could see him losing his spot to Tre'Von Henderson, the rookie out of Ohio State. You got a new head coach in Vrabel. He is an Ohio State alumni, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
But also, I think he wants his guys. He wants to do it his way. I think he is going to have this be sort of a committee, but I think Henderson ends up really being the man. And then my last one is the New York Giants at quarterback. I know that they're saying Russ is going to start. They've also got Jameis in the mix. I would put this one as kind of a wild card of if they falter and they cannot win games, and let's just say they're 500 or sub 500 halfway through the year, I gotta believe they're going to flip it to Jackson Dart. There's no reason not to, because it would be kind of like a Hail Mary for Dable and company to maybe buy another year with that team. Otherwise, they got to be gone, man. You can't go this long without making the playoffs. It's been a disaster for them. So,
yeah. So one that I saw right off the bat that I thought would have been on the list, and it might be because of the fact that he had the contract dispute and it took him so long, but they finally signed him, is I think Isaiah McGuire is primed to lose his starting spot in Cleveland at right defensive end, with them drafting Shamar Stewart in the first round. What was he, 6th overall, 5th overall? Yeah, there was the contract situation, but now that he's signed, I think he has a chance of starting the year as their number one.
Yeah, and I mean they had what? Sam Hubbard retired, and then who did they have on? And then they got Hendrickson on the other side, which has the contract dispute.
Hendrickson's with Hendrickson's with Cincinnati.
Oh, I thought you said Shamar Stewart.
Yeah, isn't Shamar Stewart with Cleveland?
Oh no, Shamar Stewart's the rookie. He actually just finally signed a deal. He was holding out, but he signed a 4-year fully guaranteed deal. Who were you thinking for Cleveland? Let's figure that out.
I was thinking Shamar Stewart was with Cleveland.
Oh,
I had that stuck in my head. Okay. You know, it's Ohio, the armpit of America. I'm going to make mistakes about it.
Armpit of America. Oh, yeah, because I think Shamar Stewart, it's his job, right? You know, because Sam Hubbard's gone. You got Hendrickson on the other side, but nobody else.
Joseph aside.
I'm losing you.
Who did Cleveland draft then?
They drafted the defensive tackle out of Michigan, I think was their first pick. And then I think they got Schwessinger at linebacker is like one of their other earlier round picks. And then obviously the 2 rookie quarterbacks. And I'm not sure who they did other than that, but and I think Schwessinger's in line to start now because Jordan Hicks just retired. But yeah, I think Kenneth Grant was it was a no-brainer. He was going to start next to Myles Garrett, right? So, give offensive lines a little nervousness.
Mason Graham?
Kenneth Grant's the other Michigan guy, right? Where did he go? Miami or something?
I
just closed it. I just closed it.
Yeah, Miami. You're right. He went to Miami.
Yeah. Thank you.
Damn,
teamwork makes the dream work, James. All right, we're less than a minute. Do you want to take 10 and then chill for a little bit, or take 10 and jump back into the show, or is that it on your end? What are you thinking?
I think we take 10 and chill. I think we hit this pretty well.
All right, sounds good, man. I'll talk to you in 10.
Gridiron Grinder. Hut hike.